I thought we would go over the patterns for the summer pattern line. I am super excited. We're going to dress up Claire, who's behind me. She's right there. And I'm just going to like show you guys all my favorite details, and then I thought we would talk about updates for the future of Scrappy patterns afterwards. So, let's get to it. I don't have the list of patterns in front of me. I think I remember all of their pattern numbers. I'll try my best. No promises, but I try my best. I think SP2107 is the Ruffle Shirt, which is this one. This like ruffled yoke has quickly become, ooh, now that I'm standing, let's adjust. Is that where we want to be? Yes, okay. So this ruffled yoke has quickly become one of my favorite styles. I am very triangle shaped, and so just having like an extra flare on my shoulders just really helps me get that hourglass shape that I love with my body. Like things like puff sleeves really help with it too. Anyway, we can talk all about like body shape and how to disguise your body shape in a different time. But it has a small collar on it, which I feel like gives a really historical feel to the garment. But it also means that you need to have some sort of yoke or placket, not yoke, you need to have some sort of placket in the back to be able to get your head in and out. So there's a button placket in the back. There are no pin tucks on this sleeve. Although I guess if you wanted to like lengthen the sleeve and put pin tucks in, that's totally cool. I think that would actually be really cute. I might make one with pin tuck sleeves. I don't know why I love a good pin tuck sleeve, I just do. So let's put this on Claire. So all of the shirts for this pattern line are really loose, and I kept them really loose on purpose. That way they can like be casually worn over jeans, or they can be like worn underneath a skirt. But yeah, like there's just no fitting to it. It's all just really kind of loose, kind of flowy. I feel like this almost looks like if it was longer, if you made the shirt longer into like a T-length, it would be like a really cute historical inspired nightgown. That's kind of what this is reminding me of. Who wants to wear nightgowns? Actually, I do. I recently made a dress that I'm calling my cottagecore moo-moo. I'm not wearing it today because I literally wore it for like 4 days straight, and I'm obsessed. I'm gonna make like 8 more, and I'm just gonna wear them all the time. So, but it's just like loose. It does, the cottagecore moo-moo does have a waist seam on it, which is why I like it, because it gives me a little bit more shape. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this. When I originally made this shirt last year, I made it in a light gray material with like sketched foxes on it, and it was super cute. I do really like pairing like historical styled clothing or styled patterns with like modern fun prints, and it just like, I feel like if you pick the right print, it just like marries really well, and it gives you this really fun like history bounding feel while still being very historical. So this is SP2107, and I think that's all I've got to say about it. It's just cute. I like the ribbon detail. The ribbon detail is very functional because it hides the raw edges for the ruffle. So there's that. SP2108 is the shirt. So if you guys remember last year when I was doing my historical Elsa ball gown, I wanted to also do a day look. The day look ended up not really happening. I might revisit that concept later and like make the vest and jacket that I was thinking of. I might not. I might leave Elsa the way she is. But part of that was I wanted some sort of Edwardian looking shirt that I could wear that would look good on its own, but also like not have huge sleeves so it would fit underneath the jacket. So that's where this shirt came from. So this shirt also has a yoke on it. It is kind of a pointed V yoke. So it has a different shape than SP2107. And then it also has the pin tucks across the front. So I'm trying to, so you can kind of see there's two pin tucks facing this way, and then there's two pin tucks facing that way. And they're just in, there's 5 sets across the front. And I really like how it looks. When it's on, it just like has the most beautiful shape, like almost like a sweetheart neckline. It is really pretty. And then we have, this was the beginning of my pin tuck sleeve obsession. We just have 4 little pin tucks near the cuff. The cuff is done with elastic, so it's super comfortable. You guys will see that a couple times in like the different samples that we have. I do think that the regular cuff that SP2107 had, along with the elastic cuff, are both really good ways to like finish the sleeve cuffs. And it all depends on what your comfort level is. Like if you want something that will be a little bit looser and like adapt to like your body size, if you have to like move your sleeve up or down a lot during your day, or like reach for things, sometimes reaching for things you want an elastic cuff. But also I feel like a stagnant sewn on cuff gives it more of a professional feel. So it just depends on what you want. The back of this shirt has the same pin tucks, and there's just 3 sets, with the middle set being the button placket. So I just think that it's super cute with these like little buttons, and then the buttons go all the way up to the collar too. So let's throw this one on Claire. I don't know why I just unbuttoned that to throw it on a dress form. She doesn't have a head. So I haven't pressed this collar, so it's gonna look a little funny. There we go. I like chugged a full soda before this, so if I'm like burping, I'm apologizing. Okay, there you go. Now you guys can kind of see like the shape of it and how this really is just like an elegant sweetheart kind of shape with the yoke. I think it would be really pretty if you did like the yoke out of like a cotton voile, so that way those pin tucks really showed through, and then you did like the base of it out of, this is all made out of muslin or something a little bit more opaque. Like I think that would be like a really cute thing just to show a little bit more depth. So I like the collar with the buttons on the back. Me too. It's one of my favorite details. You see that detail in Eddie too, with the buttons. So I just had the thought that you could put a yoke on the back too and just make it go straight across. That could be cute. But you don't need the same fullness in the back that you do in the front, so yeah. That is SP2108. I'm pretty sure 9 is Eddie, so let me grab that. Okay, so we made this one, partially made this one on a live stream. Oop, that's the back. And this is made out of a beautiful, like very transparent cotton voile. And you guys can see how it is almost as transparent as this lace, right? It's not really showing up, but it's almost as transparent as the lace. And I really wanted, so Bernadette Banner started posting her series on making her Edwardian lingerie dress, and I had been eyeing these dresses forever, and I thought, well, if Bernadette's gonna do one, I'm going to do one. So that's when I started this project. This is based off of what I think is an extant garment. I don't fully know because I found it on a Pinterest find. It was a Pinterest find, and I haven't like reverse Google searched the image. So I'm just going to assume it's an extant garment. This is really pretty. The insertion lace is really what makes the dress what it is. Just like the different layers of the yoke and the way that it's just gathered just so beautifully. I wanted to have pin tucks on the sleeves, and I really like how they came out. It's a really good sleeve length too. It hits just below the elbow. It also has a fixed cuff. I really wanted to make this dress as historical as possible, but I know me. I knew I wasn't going to wear anything that was floor length. So the hem, it does have a beautiful ruffle at the hem, but it's T-length, so that way I'll actually wear it in my everyday once I get a proper slip. I currently don't have one, and next time I put in a fabric order, I'm going to make sure I get some probably cotton jersey just to make a really comfortable slip out of. But yeah, let's put her on. Oh, the back is pretty much identical to the front. I forgot to show you guys that. The only difference is the middle panel, because we needed to put buttons in. So let's put, do you guys hear Joe? Oh, I think he just stopped. He's dreaming. At least I think he's dreaming. There we go. Let's do up the waist buttons. At least one of them. And then one of the collar buttons. Come on. Why don't you sit nicely? There we go. Now that it's sitting right, do you have instructions for putting waist tapes into shirt waist? Not on the current patterns. Yeah, that's not something that I included for either of my samples, so it's also not in the patterns. I am planning on doing one more shirt waist, probably not for the fall pattern line, but coming soon. And I will have shirtwaist like how to do that. But if you want to do that, it's really easy. You just like sew in a piece of bias tape where your waist is, and then you can either make that a fixed thing by making the piece of bias tape your like actual measurement, or you can make like it an adjustable thing by like just running the bias tape through and basically making that a casing. So the video stopped. Has the video come back? So far so good. Okay. Cool. Glad it's working. This is Eddie on Claire. Eddie does have a fixed waistband, but because of the nature of like the pleats and things, when I have like bad bloating days, the waistband like sits above my belly, which just makes the bodice more full. And honestly, I think it's really pretty. And then everything just drapes so smoothly from there. It's just pretty. So this is what the front of Eddie looks like. This is the back of Eddie. I haven't fully buttoned her because I'm going to have to unbutton her to take her off. But yeah, I need to, like I said, I need to get a slip, and then I will take her out for good pictures. I do have plans to make an insertion lace petticoat, which will be floor length. So I'm probably going to wait until the insertion lace petticoat is done and then just go have a very Edwardian photo shoot in the park. Oh, I recently found a park in my local area that has like the most gorgeous like manicured lawns and like flower beds and things. And so I think it will be really nice to take this dress there. It's probably going to be later in the summer, early fall by the time that I get there. So maybe the white dress will contrast really well with like the fall colors or like the beginning of fall colors. That could be really pretty. Okay, moving on. The pattern number for this is SP2109, I think. I'm pretty sure that the simplified version is 10. So, I really only need to undo the waist. Okay. So I knew that insertion lace would be daunting for a lot of you because the feedback that I get on a lot of sewing things is that a lot of you are new to sewing or haven't tried sewing but you're interested. So I wanted to give you guys an option that was also a very Edwardian dress, like the last one was, but was much simpler. So I simplified SP2109 and you get SP2110. So we still have the same pin tuck detail on the sleeve. It has 5 pin tucks, so it's closer to the pin tuck shirt, which is SP2108, right? Yeah. And then we have the yoke. So basically this one is the last one, only without the insertion lace. So you have the yoke, you have the waistband, there's no ruffle on the bottom. It's just like as plain as and simple as I could make the dress, I made the dress. Because I wanted this to be a history bounding dress, it also has a zipper in the back. Because why not? So I did the zipper with the lapped zipper style, and it's actually really, I don't wear this dress. And I'll just show you guys why I don't wear this dress in a minute, but let's put it on Claire first. Alright, so if Eddie is what you would wear on a day on the town, then this dress is what you would wear to work on the farm. Because it's a farm dress. I feel like it would be super cute if you paired it with like an apron. I don't have an apron in here or else I'd throw one on her. But yeah. Is it possible to combine the skirt part of this with the pin tuck shirt to create a dress? Absolutely. You would just need to find out whatever bodice length you need for that, and then you can totally take the skirt. This is the same skirt pattern that is on the pinafore that I put out with the spring patterns as well. So if you just want to buy the shirt pattern and you already have that pinafore pattern, you can combine those that way. I tend to just like make things really easy on myself when I pattern and will, like when possible, copy pattern blocks. So absolutely, you should be able to like mix and match anything you want. That's kind of the beauty of doing your own sewing, where you can literally, like, when I was designing my prom dresses, it was a lot of fun to design them because I was able to look at things and be like, I absolutely love the top half of this dress and the bottom half of this dress, and I just kind of mashed them together and got exactly what I wanted. So yeah, theoretically you could mash whatever you want together. So, oh, I lied, the skirt pattern is not the same on these dresses as the because I widened them so they would be gathered. whereas the one on the pinafore with the spring line is not as wide, so the waist doesn't get gathered down. Sorry, I lied. You would need to buy either one of these patterns. So. Sorry, I forgot about that. It was the same block. I just adjusted it. Yeah. I like how simple it is. The one thing I'm not absolutely obsessed with is the neckline. I'll figure that out. But, like I said, I don't wear this dress very much because I got it, I saw this fabric. And when I saw this fabric, I was like, this needs to be a dress. And as soon as I thought this needs to be a dress, I knew exactly what dress it needed to be. So, this is the decked out version of the Simplified Dress. The changes that I made was it has elastic in the cuff because we're being modern. It has no pin tucks in the sleeve. I added a ruffle to the yoke and I added a ruffle to the hem. So it's kind of, I feel like this dress is like the step between SP2110 and SP2109. Like if I would have made this in like a plain cotton or a passable print, like no one would have batted an eye. That would have been like work in the field, casual tee, fancy party, right? So this is actually the dress that I wear the most often. I absolutely love it. I get compliments on it every time I wear it, which is like makes me feel really good. So, are the ruffles on the edge where the sleeve is? So part of this pattern is the yoke ends really close to the sleeve. So you actually sew the ruffle to the edge of the yoke and then you use a lap seam to sew the yoke to the bodice. I explained it in the video on the, yeah, I did a making a video for this dress and I explained that process. So, I love it. It's just so bright. Like, of all the dresses that are like the epitome of me, I feel like this one is it. So, those are the simplified versions. So, alright. Maybe I should have worn this dress today. I don't know why I pulled this. Oh, it's because it wasn't. Do you guys ever have a heap of clothes, like, on your floor somewhere? And, like, when you just hurriedly get dressed, you just grab from the pile instead of, like, grabbing actually clean clothes? If not, I just told the internet my shame. Okay. I like the back details with the lace edges. The back of this one with those details because I had to piece it together because I didn't have enough fabric. This dress, guys, the video of this dress came out like last fall-ish. It was a mess. It's hot. I need to turn on my fan before I overheat. If the audio gets weird, let me know. I'll turn it back off. But I just need some airflow for a minute. I'll turn it on low. Hopefully it won't be too loud. It's a design element. Yes! All the piecing is definitely a design element. But if you want to watch me struggle for like 20-ish minutes, there's a video on this dress. The last two patterns is a bicycling suit. I guess it's not really a suit because I didn't make a jacket for it, but it's a pair of pants and a vest. So the pants is SP2111. These are the pants. So I really like the pants. I did them as modern as I could. So they have a very fitted waist. They have two cute little pleats right here. They do not have pockets because pockets are complicated and I wanted a simple pair of pants. I might go back in and add pockets later. Don't quite know yet. But here are the pants. They have darts in the back, which just help fit my sway back. If you do not have a sway back or have less of a sway back than I do, these darts are easily adjustable. They are very wide-legged pants, as you can see, and then they're just gathered into a cute little cuff. It is a fixed cuff, there is no placket in here, and it goes just below my knee. Because of the nature of dress forms, I cannot put these on Claire. But they do have two cute little buttons at the waistband, partly because the waistband is so wide. I do prefer a wider waistband because I feel like it sits better on my waist. And then it does have a zipper closure because we're modern. What's history bounding if not historical-ish patterns with modern closures? I mean, let's be honest, is that really a thing? So, these are the pants. I want to make a couple more pairs of these because I honestly think they are super cute and they fit super well. And I just like how I feel in them. I'm thinking about, ever since I made these pants and I've like worn them a few times, I've been thinking about making like a Hobbit inspired lookbook. And I'm like, these pants would be perfect. Anyway, that's what the pants are. Let's see, and then the vest is the last one. So part of the hallmark of Edwardian patterns is that they have two bust darts instead of one. And so I really wanted to make sure that that got included with this vest, even though it is, what's it called? Even though this vest is made to fit a modern shape, which means that an uncorseted shape, I wanted to make sure that it still had all of the design elements of your typical Edwardian vest. There we go, that's what I was trying to say. So you can see that there are two darts, about an inch apart, that go down the entire length of the vest. And then everything else is pretty normal. It does have a fairly decent high neckline and 5 buttons, right? 7. It has 7 buttons. So if we put this on Claire, I think Claire's waist is a little bit higher than mine. But we'll do up all the buttons because I don't have to take it off. Claire's waistline is definitely higher than mine. And her bust is lower, so that's odd proportions. And that looks decent. Cool. So that's the vest. I lined mine with a, just a really soft pale pink lining fabric. So. There's a couple comments. Do you have a preference for where you get your buttons? I get the cheapest buttons I can in the color that matches the fabric. So yeah. I actually have bulk black buttons, but I'm finding that I'm leaning more towards bright colors and pastels, and so all of the bulk black buttons that I have don't really fit with anything. So I guess I gotta make more things for my husband. My husband goes more jewel toned and blacks, so we're kind of opposites. I mean, prime example, right? I've shown you guys this fabric. I am making a Star Wars themed garment. My husband went for this, and I went for this. If this does not describe our different clothing aesthetics, I don't know. So I'm really excited. I'm probably going to start on this next week. Okay, so yeah, this is SP2112. I remembered all the pattern names, guys. I am so proud of myself. Okay, I'm going to sit down in front of my fan. Adjust the camera? Yeah, let's adjust that a little bit. Cool. Okay. Doesn't she look so nice up there? There's like no shape to it because Claire has like no bust. Anyway. Alright, so updates. I am going to do another fall pattern line. It's going to be probably the last pattern line I'm going to do. It is not the last set of patterns I'm going to release. I think I want to move from a pattern line model to a like release with the video kind of thing. We're going to test this out not on Monday, but the week after when the princess dress video comes out, and I'm so excited to share that princess dress with you guys. I was going through photos last night and I just wanted to share them all on Instagram, and it was absolutely horrible, and I had to like, because it's a sponsored video, not a sponsored video, because it's like a collaboration video where I was like gifted the fabric, I have to like follow their timeline. Otherwise I would have shared those with you already because I'm obsessed. Anyway, point. I'm going to start releasing patterns with the videos. So, we're going to do it first with this princess dress. The pattern is, I'll list the pattern probably the night before, so if you guys stock the Etsy shop, you'll see it. Yeah. And then I think after the fall pattern line, that's just what I'm going to do. And if it gets too overwhelming, I'll switch back. But we're playing with this. You guys are here for my growing pains, and I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me. So like, I'm just trying to figure out what works best with my workflow, if that makes sense. So, all right. I think that's the update that I had for you guys. Do you guys have questions on the summer pattern line? Questions? If you can't tell, the entire summer pattern line was Edwardian themed because I got slightly obsessed. Excited for that video too. I'm assuming you mean the princess dress video. Yeah, it's I'm just excited to share the pictures. Like, I don't think I have gotten like that good of pictures like ever. So will the fall line also be themed? So the fall line is getting 3 patterns. You are getting a simple button-up shirt. I know I already did a button-up shirt, but that was with an all-in-one sleeve. The pattern coming out has an inset sleeve. So the pattern that's coming out in the fall is my standard, if I'm making a button-up, this is my button-up pattern. So that's going to be one. You're going to get another vest that will have a side dart as well as a single bust dart. So if you have kind of like, if you have a fuller bust, I mean, let's just call it what it is. If you have a fuller bust, that will tend to help allow for more fullness in the bust. I feel really awkward like saying all this to like hundreds of people on the internet, whatever. But yeah, it's just, it'll give her a different shape and a slightly different fit. From 3 feet away, will people be able to spot the difference? I mean, other than the possibility that it'll have a lower neckline, no, people won't. So, but I did want to give like an alternative vest option for those who were just like, this double bust dart thing's kind of weird. Even though I guess it still has 2 bust darts, they're just placed here instead of here. Anyway. So yeah, you're gonna get another vest pattern, and then you're gonna get a slacks pattern. I was going to do a blazer. But I've recently come to the conclusion that I need to make clothes that I will actually wear. And I don't wear blazers. So I would rather take the fabric that I would have used to make the blazer and make a skirt instead. So I'm probably going to use the skirt pattern from the spring pattern line and just like make a really cute simple skirt. If I have enough fabric, I'll make some sort of circle skirt. So that is the plan for the fall pattern line. The best is lovey. Is there a favorite period besides Edwardian? My heart will always belong in the 1550s, 60s Florence, Italy. I have not figured out how to make that clothing and everything I love about that clothing modern without making it look like a costume. As soon as I figure that out, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do all the things. It's going to be great. I'm gonna have like 20 dresses. But yeah, I haven't figured out how to make that modern without making it look like a costume. I mean, I guess all of these are borderline. I should just do it. It's just the guards. I love the guards and the intricacy of guards on Florentine clothing and, well, Renaissance clothing in general. And I can't make that switch in my head to be like, yes, guards can be modern. So once I figure that out, that'll be a thing. I am also really kind of fixated on the Regency era right now. I'm going to be doing a Regency tea with one of my friends for her birthday, which I do plan on vlogging. If nothing else, you guys will get a slideshow of all of the pictures of my friend, because she doesn't have good pictures of her in costume. And so, like, among the various things I'm doing to try to make her birthday special, I thought we would get really cute costume pictures. So, it's Casey Birchfield, if you guys want to know who I'm throwing a Regency tea for. That's who it is. She has a channel. You can go stalk her channel. She hasn't posted anything in a while because of life. But, you know, I think she said she was filming the other day. She might have been, she might have not. Regardless, you should show her some love on Instagram because she's pretty active over there. Okay, there's a point. Look forward to that. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm so excited for this Regency tea. I'm so excited that it's like absolutely not a secret from her. Like, she knows everything I'm giving her to like help complete her outfits. I'm just like running picnic ideas by her, and I'm just like, okay, so what if we went to this park for the pictures because it's really pretty but a lot of people, and then we went to this park for the picnic because it's still really pretty but for different reasons and less people. So we're probably gonna be like driving around my local area, going to like various parks and things. But I'm excited. And I think she's excited. Neither of us had really had like a reason to dress up and do things in the past year. I mean, obviously. And so, yeah, we're kind of excited. I'm excited about the pictures. I am planning the whole thing around what are these pictures going to look like. So. I am starting my first Lolita fashion line because of you and Bernadette. You guys are my inspiration. Oh, thank you. Sending you hearts right back. Yeah, thanks. I mean, that's really why I got started on YouTube, because I wanted a place to be able to share my work, and a place to kind of just build like a community feel. So, and like YouTube has definitely given that to me, like hands down. That's what you guys have been. So I do appreciate it, and I'm glad that like I could help you make a dream, find a dream, get a dream. Da, 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 da. Why is that song in my head? Anyway, okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys have definitely enabled me to like make dreams come true that I never thought would. I'm gonna get sappy here. Okay. Like, when I was 12, I sat down with a notebook and I planned out the next 10 years of my life. And I did the same thing when I was like 14 and 16. Like, going through high school, I knew what I wanted my life to be, and I knew what I wanted to do. And like, I knew where I wanted to go to college. Like, when I was 16 and I still had 2 more years of high school. Like, I had it all planned, all figured out, right? My first year of college ended up being absolutely terrible for a lot of reasons, which I'm not going to share with you guys because I'm just life. So, yeah, part of that plan was, like, part of those big, like, someday goals was, I think it would be really cool to have sellable patterns. And I thought I would need to, like, collab with a big 4 company or to, like, get a huge following or whatnot. And, like, my decision to, like, share my sewing projects on the internet via YouTube has, I mean, we're talking about my 2nd pattern line. Like, this is exciting. By the end of the year, I will have, I think I counted 21 patterns. My goal for patterns for this year was to do 1 a month, which I started in May. No, I started in March. That would have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That would have been 10. Guys, I'm doing more than twice my goal. And it's like, you guys, like, cheering me on and being awesome has definitely been that. So, I don't ever expect to get my 2nd big someday goal of, like, being a costume designer for a movie. No expectations for that. But yeah, like, this thing, this, like, small business owner thing, which has also been a big goal of mine, just didn't really seem achievable for the longest time, and you guys have helped me achieve it. So I really am grateful. And that's the end of my sappy rant. So put it out there, it might happen. I mean, I've said it. The reason how come I'm not expecting that is because I'm not doing anything to actively work towards it, right? But maybe one day I will. Watching you succeed has been an absolute joy. Thanks. It has been... I need to make another sit-down talkie video because you guys really liked when I talked about making Claire and body image. And I want to do more sit-down talking videos for you guys. And I think talking about, like, dreams and goals, I think should be one. I should write that down. My studio's a mess. It looks clean. I'm really good at camera angles. Yeah. Okay. More questions about the summer pattern line, the fall pattern line. Oh, excuse me. I knew I would be burping. Why did I, like, chug soda before this? All right. It's amazing to see you glow when you really about to live your dream. Thanks. Do you think you'll do graded patterns? So from the beginning, the answer is yes, eventually. I do not have the skills to grade patterns. I currently don't have the time to grade all of my own patterns. When Scrappy Patterns becomes sustainable, and I do have a threshold of, like, monthly sales that I need to hit, I will look into having someone do the pattern grading for me, and then I will offer things in printable PDFs. So yes, we're just not, like, that's the next big goal for Scrappy Patterns, right? The first big goal was getting it launched and, like, getting all of you excited about it. The next big goal is meeting that threshold where I can hire a pattern drafter to help me with the graded patterns. So, is there a preference on the kind of fabrics you work with? Yes, I work with woven fabric. I do not work with knit. Funny story, when I was learning how to sew, like 8 to 10 was when, like, I really learned how to sew. My mom told me that knit fabric was the hardest fabric to sew with. And me, being the obstinate, headstrong girl that I am, decided that I would only sew with knit. So that way I would learn how to sew with the hardest fabric. And there's pros and cons. I mean, all of that. But I definitely prefer wovens. I like the hand and the feel of wovens. Oh, you're asking about fiber. Okay, I prefer to work with cotton. Cotton is my bread and butter. Wool is nice, but I have a really hard time regulating my own body temperature. And so, like, being able to have layers to take on and off is very important to me. I don't typically like the feel of silk. I don't like how expensive silk is. For that matter, I don't like how expensive wool is. I think I have really fallen in love with cotton because it's the most affordable. It's a breathable fabric. So that way dresses that I make can be worn in summer, but they can also be layered and worn in winter. So it really is just like the most versatile fabric. Linen is also really nice. If I could get a finely woven printed linen for like $5 a yard, I might be in love with linen. But you can't get linens like that. So a recommendation for someone who teaches pattern grading. Like I said, I don't have the time to learn between taking care, okay, like real, let's be honest on like how I spend my day, right? Between taking care of myself, taking care of our household, which is just me and my husband right now. It's not much. We split a lot of the chores. We do really well. But between taking care of me, taking care of my household, doing the pattern line, and still doing weekly content creation, I don't have a lot of time. And I have found that when I try to push myself to put more time into work, I get burnt out and then nothing ends up happening. So the past, like, if you guys have been following my Instagram stories, you guys know that I have really been focusing on this new planner system that I've been working with. And part of that has been focusing on myself and like my energy levels. So if you look at my goals for the day, you would probably look at them and be like, Marty, that's not much. But like that's how much I can do in a day without getting overwhelmed because my to-do list is huge, or so exhausted that I can't function the next day. I mean, I say this, but I put like edit an entire video for like all I'm going to do in one day, and that's like a 12-hour process. So anyway, but yeah, so like when I say I don't have time, it really is like I'm not making the time, and I'm not making that time because I'm prioritizing my health and my energy. So that way I don't have to take a week off of like weekly content, and I don't get burnt out, and I don't I don't hate coming into my studio to work. So it's really hard to learn to deal with boundaries, so yay for you to making choices that work for you. Yeah, that's something that I've really been working on in the past, like I think it's been a month and a half since I've been doing this planner system, and it's been working. Like as soon as I started it, the first week was like really a trial week, but I got so much done. I was down to, so if you guys are new, I do have a queue of videos typically that is a month and a half, 2 months out. But before I started this new planner system, I had one video in my queue, and I hadn't even started editing new videos. And by the end of the second week on this planner system, I had a month's worth of videos in my queue. Just because like I set very strict hours on when I could work and what I could work on when. And a lot of people tell me, they're just like, Marty, that's so restrictive. Like, how do you handle that? And I've learned through this process that I need very strict guidelines and very strict boundaries, but then I can play within those. So if I get to like on Friday and I'm just like absolutely nothing done and I can sleep in tomorrow, I might stay up and video chat with friends and get some sewing done. So yeah, that's what I do. So when Scrappy Patterns meets that threshold, I will offer graded patterns. I still want to offer the gridded patterns as well. The price point on those will just change. I think the gridded patterns will have a lower price point at that point, and then the graded patterns will probably be, I'd have to work out the pricing, but they might be a little bit more expensive than what the gridded patterns are now. So I'm really trying to like make it affordable and equitable and all of that. I just don't know until I meet that threshold and can start looking into getting patterns graded. I don't know what that'll look like. So, all right, we've got 10 minutes. We've talked about a lot. I haven't like sat down and chat with you guys for a while. I kind of miss this. We'll chat next week though. We'll chat about all of the projects I've been doing and not showing you. So, any more questions before we go? I've had a whole liter of water. I'm gonna have to pee real bad soon. As I drink more. This fan feels so nice. All right. If you guys don't have any more questions, we are really close to an hour. I'm going to call it. Will you ever make hats? Oh, you guys are, okay, questions are coming in. Will I ever make hats? Hat patterns? Probably. I meant to put one out with this line. It didn't happen. Eventually. Pattern question, is there a small error or something? Do you want to be notified? I don't know how much effort that is. I mean, you're more than welcome to leave feedback in the Etsy shop. That's probably the best way to tell me. And like I can fix them when I can. So not a question, just happy to see you having your second pattern line. Me too. I was so excited. Wondering if you do a plan with me. Maybe. I might do a plan with me. That's not really the topic of my channel, but I can give, like, probably do a talky video about, like, health and boundaries and all of that, so. Thank you for putting out this video. Love hearing about progress and listening. Yeah, we're gonna have, oh no, it's not gonna be next week. Maybe, no, that can be part of it. So, I need to do the math to get the Ko-fi set up for the Vanellope bustle dress. So I can give you guys that update next week. I can give you all of the sewing progress updates. Yeah. All right. With that, I will see you guys on Monday for a new video. It's going to be a vlog with my mom. Excuse me, for when she came out back in May. We put together a vlog of our adventures for you. And then she is going to have a video on her channel eventually. I'll make sure that like all her links are in the description of my video so that way you guys can find her. Yeah, so that's Monday's video. Live next week, I'm going to give you guys like all of the studio updates, right? This was all the Scrappy Patterns updates. Next week is going to be all of the studio updates. So I'm excited to see you guys then, and bye friends!